offense is the best defense? Offense is the best defense. Today we're going to be looking at this phrase that I've heard many people say, instructors in gyms, announcers for high-level fights. I've heard this phrase many times. I don't love it. I want to explain to you today why I don't like it and what I think you should be doing and why the phrase has many, many holes in it. So when we get to the gym, we do our bag work, we do our shadow boxing, we do our pad work. It's really not until we get to sparring where we have more of an even flow of give and take between offense and defense. All the other things, bag work, shadow boxing, pad work, very often it's 90 to 100% offense. And this is something in gyms which is very normal. And many people start getting behind that phrase, offense is the best defense, I think because so much offense is push, push, pushed. But I can guarantee you that high-level fighters, the ones who excel at defense, the ones who get hit very little, would scoff at that phrase. Now, when people say it, I do understand the thought process. Basically, if I'm being aggressive and I'm making this guy work, and this guy's so focused on his defense that he can't be offensive, then yes, my offense is a great strategy to make sure that defense doesn't become a factor. The big issue here though is this only works generally when skill levels are not even. As soon as we start getting closer skill levels, your offense is not just gonna land on somebody constantly and it's not gonna scare them the way it will in the early stages of a fight career where you might end up against somebody who's not even on the same field as you. This happened very often early in my fight career. I wanna say within the first 10 fights where I was usually knocking people out and generally I could push, push, push and people couldn't give much back on me. But as soon as the fighters started getting better and better and better, I started noticing my offense is not scaring them anymore. They'll stand there, they'll block, and they'll counter back. And that is when the phrase, offense is the best defense, starts to have a massive hole. Because if you think going forward is the solution to not getting hit, you're gonna be sorely mistaken the first time somebody blocks, 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 and boom, counters you back. Overly aggressive offense can actually be your demise because it does leave you in holes, it does leave gaps in your defense, and when you start going only thinking about offense, eventually you're gonna get clipped. Now, one of the things that I like to tell people when I start teaching them, whether it's on Zoom privates or in person, I say whenever you are being offensive, don't stop thinking defensively. As soon as you do that, you open yourself up. So what I want to be doing is going, okay, I'm throwing my jab, but where's my chin? Where's my other hand? What am I gonna do if this guy comes with the overhand where I'm exposed? When I move into my next punch, I go, where are the openings? Do I have to make any adjustments to cover? Okay, no, then I throw. This is a massive part of having very good offense, is constantly being ready to bail on the offense and return to defense because the defense, the solid defense is gonna keep you from getting knocked out. So that's why I don't like this phrase, offense is the best defense. I feel yes, early stages, maybe you can get away with it in your career, but as soon as you start leveling up, people are gonna exploit you if you continue to have that mindset. So now you might be going, 100% I agree with you, Gabriel, but what is the solution? And how often should I be training defense? How should I be training defense to make sure that I can up my level? Because my instructor at the gym, he's not taking time to do 15 minutes of defensive drills back and forward during class. So how am I possibly going to improve? Well, the first thing that you can do, and this is something I actively try to do all the time, is incorporate defense into my shadow boxing. Has to be into shadow boxing. I've been working with a couple guys on Zoom weekly and they've been saying that now they're doing a fantastic job at striking, but blocking in between constantly. And if you can make it kind of maybe 50% offense and then 50% defense, you're going back and forward, and that is really going to up your skill level. But it's a hard thing to do because normally we just want to go attack, 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 exit, bounce around, attack, 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 try to incorporate that defense. How can you go about doing this really easy if you're somebody who's newer? Think whichever hand you finish punching with, the opposite one becomes the blocking arm. So right away I go, okay, I finished with my right hand. Now my left hand becomes the blocking shot. And now I come back to my right hand to start off a combo. Okay, now I finish with my left hand. My right hand becomes the blocking hand and I come back to the left. And when I'm ready, I exit. So I could come up with some sort of combo like jab, cross, hook, cover, hook, cross, hook. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I exit instead of just coming forward for a 5-piece attack combination. Something like that is very important. In addition, as I already mentioned earlier in the episode, stay defensively sound during your offense. So if you step in for shadow boxing on jab cross, don't just think, okay, 1, 2, and that's all I'm doing. There's nothing else to it. Think, oh, right, when I enter, head off the center line, other hand really tight. When I transition, other hand right to the head, shoulder high, and then I exit. And there's lots of defensive thoughts happening in there, so it's not just offense, offense, offense. Now, even better is to actually do this back and forth with a partner, because in my opinion, you can drill all day. Oh, I'm blocking, I'm blocking, I'm blocking. It's not the same as punches coming at your face. It's not gonna get rid of that little reaction where you start blinking and closing your eyes. So if you can grab somebody at the end of class and have them maybe throw 3 punches at you, you go 3 punches at them. They're just surprise attacks. I go 1, 2, 3, then I go to my defense. They come, boom, 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 then I come at them, and we just work back and forward. That's gonna help you start getting those laser focused eyes on your opponent or your partner. And once you start seeing everything, then you're gonna be able to block it much more efficiently. So really the whole point of this episode is if somebody says to you, offense is the best defense and that's the strategy for this fight, kind of go, I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. Yes, you can have the game plan that this guy has weak defense and I'm gonna provide some extra pressure on him and really make him work, find those holes, but you still need defense yourself. You never abandon defense. You never have a backup to it. Defense is defense. It needs to be solid. You need to train it. And if you're wanting to up your level, like the best people in the world, Floyd Mayweather, Giorgio Petrosian, these guys who get hit so rarely, that comes down to defense. That's not because they have great offense. Well, they do. But their defense, in my opinion, is even better than their offense compared to the other fighters at their weight class. So let's call it there. Hope you enjoyed this episode, my little rant on this phrase, offense is the best defense. If you did enjoy the episode, please give it a like. If you have not already, join the channel, get subscribed. Train hard, guys. I'll see you back here soon for another video.